street in the town, town in the land, land by the sea, sea on the planet, land around a star, star in the middle of a galaxy, home to you and me. Here we go. Oh, we all live in the Milky Way. The Milky Way's our galaxy. We all live in the Milky Way. It's home to you and me. And on that street, there's a house, a fine house, your house. House on the street, street in the town, town in the land, land by the sea, sea on a planet, plan around a star, star in the middle of a galaxy, home to you and me together. We all live in. We all live in the Milky Way. It's home to you and me.
I'm Bill Harley. I'm a singer and a songwriter, storyteller. I write stories, an author. I've written plays, I do work on radio, beekeeper, and just about anything I can get away with. I try to get stories, I get stories from anywhere. I think that it's an artist's job to basically pay attention to the world and try to have people look at it in a new way. And so I keep notebooks with me wherever I go. Some people just go through one at a time, but I'm always losing them or have 4 or 5 going. Just like most writers, like most artists, so if you get an idea, you write it down there. And so when I sit down to write, I go through those looking for ideas. And it might be the start of a song, might be something related to a story or a book I'm working on. I try to write for an hour a day or work on material for an hour a day on the days that I'm not performing. The things that actually interest me the most are in some ways the subtlest or most mundane or something that most everybody goes through.
Here's what happened in our car. I'm driving, I'm the dad, that's what we do. She's sleeping, I'm driving. Right? Okay. Kids in the back, I say, I think I'll listen to some music. They go, okay, Dad. And I find a station, jazz, I like jazz station. Public radio, probably, of course, right? And turn it on, and I turn it, boom, 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 ba-da-ba-da-da, ba-da-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-da, da-da-ba-da-da-da. All of a sudden it goes like this. Da-da. I say, hey, stop that. This kid in the back goes, say, listen to me, listen. Now listen, I'll pull this car over. Well, now there's an empty threat.
Most of my stories start with like one idea. I'm standing on the playground, I heard some kid say, I want to play. So I wrote that in the book, wrote that down in my book. And it's like, well, what is that story about? My friend Joe Callahan talks about building a story like building a compost pile. You just keep throwing stuff on top of it. Well, if it's in the playground, who's involved, what's happening, what are my memories of the playground, what have my kids talked about of the kids at the playground? I start to build characters around it, things that might happen, the playground monitor that's strict, the one that's kind. And all that stuff goes into building the story. Now, it might not all end up in the song or the story or the book, but it's important that you're kind of building that geography that the story comes out of. And it's the details that make it seem real. Kids ask me, adults ask me all the time, are your stories true? Are they real?
I looked up at her, I said, Emily, have you ever done anything you're not supposed to do? She said, no, you're not supposed to. And I said, well, today is your lucky day. She said, I can't. I said, Warren's dying. She said, I don't like you. I said, okay. And there in that moment, Emily had to decide between what she was supposed to do and what she needed to do. And sometimes they're different. She gave me one more dirty look. She reached up for that polished steel doorknob and she twisted it and she pushed it open. We looked in and I said, whoa.
A lot of the stories I tell are about things that happened to me. And I will rearrange things to make it a good story. So there's parts in it that are not exactly true, and there's parts in it that are very true. But I guess what I'm trying to do is make the whole thing feel true to you. Even when I'm telling a story about myself, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about the audience. And I have to be touching something in them that they understand. Even if it's a setting that's different, but it's some emotion or some feeling of loss or danger or joy. And if I can get to that space so that the audience goes, right, then I know the story's gonna work.
And she sings, do-wah-da-diddy, baby. My mom's music drives me crazy. Do-wah-da-diddy, baby, but she don't care. I tried to get her to listen to my favorite band. She says, that's just a bunch of noise that I cannot stand. She turns radio back to where she wants it to be, starts to sing along, way off key. My mom sings off key. Mom, stop it. Please, I cry, 'cause everybody's looking at us as we drive by. She rolls down the window. She doesn't care. Oklahoma!
A lot of times when I start thinking about a piece, when I get an idea for a piece, it's not immediately obvious to me whether it's going to be a song or a story. The relationship between those two, for me, is very close. But song and story is mostly an expression of community. I think that you listen with a different part of your brain to a song than with a story. So when I'm going back and forth between the two, it gives people's mind a chance to kind of rest and reset or hear again with new ears. So I think that that's an important, I'm interested in that dynamic. You know, the great storytellers through time have been aware of the rhythm of language.